clockwork every time, right? Ah, good evening, my darling batlings. I'm joined tonight by the illustrious JKR Productions. Say hello.
Hello.
And, yeah, we're doing some Assassin's Creed 2 tonight because I've gotten re-interested in that thanks to Cloud Sato, who you should totally check out. They are fantastic. Yeah, we're going into the rabbit hole, too. I do have a question for you before you start, before we get into tonight's fun, JKR, okay?
Okay.
Given that this game is set in Renaissance Italy, I have to ask, Babada Boopy?
Di cosa?
Babada Boopy? Babada Beebada Babada Babada.
Tu sei pazzo, dette qui.
Boppa Beepa Boppa Boopa Beepy. Yeah, I deserve that.
I think we both deserve that for.
Yeah, so without any further let's switch over to the gaming scene. You're having fun with the shotgun, aren't you? Making up for me viciously bonking you as many times as I could get away with it. Just so you know, I am saving... The reason I haven't been doing any redeems on your recent streams that I've actually shown up to is because I am saving them up. I am saving them up for something in particular. And I'm almost there.
I think I know what you're saving them up for.
I'm not saying it because that would spoil the fun.
Maybe I'm wrong then.
I mean, you're probably right, but I'm still not saying it. We could watch Assassin's Creed Lineage first and deal with its god-awful audio quality that hurts my ears, but no, we're going to skip straight into Assassin's Creed 2.
Ew.
It still baffles me that even though this is a remaster of an Xbox 360 and PS3 game running on PS4 and Xbox One that was also compatible with PS5 and Xbox Series S and X, it still doesn't run at 60 FPS. It's still kept at 30. So far, the only way to play these games at 60 FPS is on PC.
Oh, wow.
Alright, let's check our options. Yep, all that's good. Alright, we will delete that. Yeah, we'll have that as our file name. Skipping Assassin's Creed 1, because Assassin's Creed 1 is, like, really fucking boring.
A war I never knew existed.
I don't think I can make good content out of Assassin's Creed 1.
Templars, assassins.
Like, it really is just,
showed me the truth.
I wouldn't even say it aged like sour milk. It was bad at the time.
1,000 years
Like,
of
it's literally
history
just doing the exact
brought to
same
life by this
routine
machine.
for the entire game, with no real variation until the very end.
They're using it
And, like,
to search for something. Call it the
Assassin's
apple.
Creed 2 and
It's an artifact,
especially Assassin's
one of many
Creed
so-called
Revelations
pieces
overhype
of
how
evil
important Assassin's Creed
Templars
1 is
collect.
to the story.
That's how they stay in
Because,
power.
like, nothing
Templars
happens
get their hands on
in the
another
first
one.
Assassin's
Everything
Creed
will
until the
change.
finale.
They want to make us all their slaves.
Like, without delving into spoilers
afraid of
for,
what would happen if I tried to
like,
fight back.
you know, shocking reveals
Now I'm afraid of
in
what will happen.
Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood, they really hype up,
But I can't do it alone.
what's her name, Maria, I believe,
Maybe I don't have
as,
to.
like,
someone.
you know, an
name
important
is Lucy.
figure in, Altair's
I think
life.
she's on my side.
Bro only meets her
gone now.
once in Assassin's Creed 1,
Taken
and then
away
she
by
fucks off for
bastard
the whole
Lord
rest of the
Leviticus,
game.
Templar masters. I don't know what
So
will
it's
happen
like,
to them.
where did that
What'll
come
happen to me?
from?
All I know is I need to get out of here.
It was probably in, like,
do it soon.
wasn't there, like, a PSP game as well
My name is
that
Desmond Miles.
delved into some additional
is my
lore that
story.
nobody fucking played?
Let's see.
Yeah. This is picking up immediately where Assassin's Creed 1 left off, which is, like, one of the worst endings to a game I've ever seen. Like, yeah, it's impactful, but, like, it's also a damp squib. Because it's like, you finally get your conclusion to the same boring bullshit that's in the Desmond parts of the game. And it's just, oh, there's writings on the wall that you can see with eagle
We have to
vision.
go.
Lucy, where have you been? Why did they...
Now.
And you don't know what that means until Assassin's Creed 2 comes out.
Oh, lovely.
Like, the only thing you're really missing out on in
Look.
the later
have
games, if
maybe
you don't
10
play
minutes,
Assassin's Creed
maybe,
1,
before they
is,
figure out
you
what
know,
I've done.
actually
We're
being
not out of here
introduced to
and on the
Warren
road before
Vidic
then.
Wait, we're
and
leaving?
Lucy
Desmond,
Stillman.
I promise I'll answer all of your questions.
But even then, this
later.
game
Now I need you to just shut
does a
up
lot
and do
more
what
for
I say.
Lucy
So
than
please,
Assassin's
get in
Creed
the
1 did.
animus.
Where in Assassin's Creed 1, she's just like, kind of the lab assistant.
Hurry up.
I see.
And, like, it also, you know, establishes what the Assassin's Creed is. It's 3 central tenets that all assassins must follow. Which is, if I remember correctly, it's like, do not harm the innocent, do not compromise the Brotherhood, and, there's, like, one other. That shows how bad I would be as an assassin. I can't remember the 3 central tenets of the Creed. Hope no one in the chat has any misgivings about birthing scenes. Because that's exactly where we start off. Also, it's so good that they translate the Italian in the subtitles. Because I can't imagine playing this game without subtitles. Because, like, in canon, the reason that a lot of the dialogue is in Italian is because the Animus machine that they're reliving the genetic memories with has some bugs in it that causes it to not translate some bits of dialogue. That's also why they have accents, where in Assassin's Creed 1 they did not. But, like, I can't imagine playing a game as dialogue heavy as this, and then there's just suddenly, it's like, oh, they're suddenly speaking Italian, so I don't know what they're saying unless I turn on subtitles. But I don't, being the one person who doesn't like subtitles is like, I don't want to read a game, I want to play it. And then they just miss out on a lot of the good jokes and one-liners because they don't understand Italian.
Yeah, I mean, if a game is in English, then I don't really need the subtitles unless they...
Get up.
I usually am just, like, most games I don't bother turning the subtitles off because I'm just too fucking lazy to do that. Because they're already preset. But one series of games that I always made sure I turned off was the War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron games, because that was just like, for me, I was like, yeah, I want to make sure I can actually play the game, not read it.
I mean, if you want to see one of the funniest implementations of subtitles ever, it's probably in that Avengers game from Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics.
Open this door!
Where, like, if you turn on subtitles and closed captioning, it straight up just puts the whole script in there, including, like, stage directions.
Fancy.
Oh, jeez.
There they are! Don't let them get away!
And then another, another iconic bad scripting moment, bad subtitle moment comes from everyone's favorite Kickstarter punching bag, Mighty Number 9, where in the Rey DLC, like, it translates her screams of pain as, like,
What about the cameras?
a stage direction,
Oh, jeez.
rather than how it's actually said.
They're good.
So I've been told. But they're on to us now. We need to hurry.
Also, is it just me, or does Desmond Miles in the Ezio trilogy in particular look unsettlingly like Adam Sandler?
He does. I couldn't put my finger on it until you mentioned it, but yeah, he does.
We need to get to that elevator.
Like, a
the
neat
room.
thing that they
Follow my
do
lead,
with
but keep an eye out for
Desmond
security.
throughout
I'd rather
the
avoid a
first
fight.
set of games, you know, when Desmond's actually alive, is that they subtly alter his appearance depending on which ancestor that game is tied to. Like in Assassin's Creed 1, he looks more like Altair. In this game, he's supposed to look more like Ezio.
Oh, yeah.
And then in Assassin's Creed 3, he looks more like Connor.
How many of them are there?
And then they never did that again because they killed him off after 3. Like, they were like, oh, fans don't like Ezio, so instead of, hello. Go away. Kindly pass the fuck out. There we go. X card on me, sir. God, I forgot how bad the sound mixing was for punches. I mean, they're realistic sounding punches, you could say, because they don't sound like anything. Hey, Kier, if you want to hop into this, go ahead. Just let us know.
Yep.
I thought this card would work. It must be on a separate system, and I don't have the code.
Wait.
By the way, I apologize in advance for, how many times I'm going to be intentionally mispronouncing Ezio's name. Specifically because I've been on, like, a real zero punctuation kick. Now it's fully Ramblomatic, now that, the first episode of that has debuted to thunderous applause. But, in, like, one of Yahtzee's one-liners in zero punctuation that, stuck with me forever and has forever tainted my perception of Assassin's Creed is when he referred to the Ezio trilogy's protagonist, Ezio Auditore da Firenze, as Ezio Audacity the Refrigerator. You should check out, well, I say you should check out Zero Punctuation. It's ended now. It's been replaced by a new series called Fully Ramblomatic, which is basically just a continuation of Zero Punctuation, but under different branding.
Yeah.
Due to, like, legal shenanigans.
Yeah.
Like, Yahtzee was the host of Zero Punctuation, but he didn't own the copyright to Zero Punctuation.
Oh, yeah.
And now that he's left The Escapist and helped form Second Wind, he's not allowed to call it Zero Punctuation anymore. He's not allowed to use, like, the iconic character designs from Zero Punctuation. So he rebranded it as Fully Ramblomatic, which is the name of his website.
Get in.
And, like,
It's for your own
kept the
protection.
same basic aesthetics, but just, like, altered the character designs enough to be legally distinct. The best kind of distinct. And, yeah. He's reviewed every Assassin's Creed game, and I share a lot of thoughts with him on Assassin's Creed, which is like, you know, after 3 and especially Black Flag, it's like just kind of spiraling into nothing with no clear end goal in sight. Hey!
Thanks for that.
Kidding, we are going to be, going to Italy.
This way. We need your help.
For what? Another treasure hunt through time?
So I've got, like, since this bit's, like, you know, a lot of, walking and talking about, Abstergo's current plan, which is to,
where they can, but
What?
like, use, the genetic
losing this
memories
war,
of,
the Templars are too powerful.
the test subjects
And
they had,
every day,
including,
more
I still don't see how I fit into
including
things.
Desmond's,
We're going to train
time in Abstergo's
Turn you into one
hold
of
to,
us.
What?
like, replace their lost
No,
apple
you've
of
seen me in
Eden.
action. I'm no
Which
good.
is like
If I
a
was,
precursor
it would
artifact
take
that
months.
can
Years even.
create illusions and
No.
like brainwash
Not with the
people and
Animus.
basically do whatever the
Not
plot
with the bleeding
demands.
effect.
But I'm just one guy.
They're like going
Sometimes
to use the memories of
So
the
that's
genetic
why you
memories of
found
Ezio
My
to find the
ancestor.
location of
What was his name? Ezio?
some more
If you can
artifacts
follow in his footsteps, you'll
as
learn
part of their plan to
everything
take over the world
just
in
like
the
he
name
did.
of the Templars.
Years of training absorbed in a matter of days.
You broke me out of Abstergo.
But while all this
to make
is
me
going on,
assassin.
I had a interesting
Look,
bit
there's
of
more to
trivia
it
to
than
share
that,
with you
but it'll
that
have
I
to
discovered
wait.
through a Vine Sauce clip,
Trust
and
me.
no, it's not the thing about
Okay?
the Bonzi Bunny NFTs.
All right, I'm in. Tell me what you.
You know Neil Armstrong,
Really?
right?
Yeah.
I thought you.
Did you know that if you spell his
Sorry,
name
I'm
backwards,
just
you
a
get
little
Nort's
surprised.
Mr.
Spent
Alien?
the whole ride over here figuring out how I was going to convince you to do this.
Oh, jeez.
After what those Templar bastards put me through.
Oh, no.
Ready, willing, and able.
Thank you.
Corey, no, I don't need sleep. I need answers.
It's all connected.
Yes.
Lucy, you made it. God, it's been so long. 7 years. Can you believe
God,
it?
if there's one thing this remaster does not handle very well, it's the faces. Because it's like the same, models, but with higher res textures and like smoothed out
Nice to meet you,
edges.
Desmond.
Right, well, it's been lovely chatting.
So
If you
everyone
don't
just
mind,
looks like
Desmond,
fish people,
best we get
like they're
straight to
children of
work.
Dagon.
Time is precious. Probably so these days.
We've got everything set up and ready, Lucy. Just say the word and we'll get going.
Here, I brought you something. A parting gift from Abstergo.
Whoa! The memory core! This is amazing. With their data, things are gonna go a lot faster. I'll get to work on merging the code.
No joke.
Ty-
I'm actually kind of partial to Lucy.
Hey, Desmond. What's up?
The urge to say something
I take
about
care of
that,
Baby.
but that's
It's my
spoilers.
job to keep her up and running.
Baby? You mean the Animus?
Actually, I prefer Animus 2.0, since Baby's twice as awesome as anything you'll find at Abstergo. The Templars might have deeper pockets than us, but they've got no ambition, no passion, no competitive edge. That's why, even with all their resources, anything they can do, I can do better. Faster, too. Anyway, take a seat when you're
Anything
ready,
you can
and
do,
we can get started.
anything they
I
can
just
do,
need
you
to
can
make a
do better. You
few
can do
more
anything better than them. That doesn't rhyme, so.
Anything you could do. Oh,
Hey, listen.
hey. Anything
Say thank
you could do, I could do better.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, you know, before. Everything
I
at
could
Abstergo,
do anything
It's just-
better than you.
I wasn't ready.
It's okay.
No. Going through all that. Knowing that the Templars still exist, what they're planning.
What's done is done, Desmond. You're here now, and that's what matters.
I love how she didn't bother changing out her bloody shirt.
Right?
What's all this stuff for?
This stuff, Desmond. Oh, this stuff is nothing special, really. This stuff. It's just the stuff that keeps our entire operation from falling apart, really.
Well, time is
It
of the
requires a
essence
great
and all.
deal of
Yeah,
concentration to keep it all moving.
Sean's a
Forgive me if I
character
don't have
that's
time
just
for
so
meet and
fun
greet.
because he's just the
Sean's
most
in charge
smug
of
British
maintaining our
prick.
knowledge archives. It's like a digital library. He'll be riding shotgun with me while you're in the Animus. So if you come across anything of note, people, places, events, etc., he'll create database entries you can consult for additional information.
Yeah, it's not just databases, though. I
I would say he rivals Ashens for most British person to ever exist, but then again, Ashens has mentioned things that make him not very British compared to other British people. Like he hates tea.
Oh, yeah.
He's an Englishman who hates tea and most British cuisine.
What, no love for fish and chips then?
So,
I
how
mean,
does this work?
not the way the Brits cook it.
Of
Like,
course.
you know, there's
Deep
the
breath.
there's the old joke
Of
of
a tiny child.
Sean!
England conquered most of the known world for its spices and then proceeded
Here
to
we
not
go.
use any of them in their cooking. Spiffing Brit, have I ever seen or heard of him? I've heard of him, but I've never watched him.
Reminds me of a joke I pulled on on my friend Levi. I like before we were actually playing D&D, I said to him, I was like, because he said he was like he almost forgot he was about to go to bed when we were about to start the game, and he's like, let me go get a cup of coffee so I can wake up. I'm like, why not tea? And he's like, why tea? I'm like, because you're British, and that's the stereotype. The stereotype is that you people drink tea a lot.
So yes, welcome to our virtual recreation of 1400s era Florence, or Firenze as they'll be calling it. And our introduction to our heroic protagonist, Ezio Auditore da Firenze.
Insieme per la vittoria!
Insieme!
Silenzio, my friends! Silenzio!
I'd argue that Assassin's Creed 2 is probably one of the more interesting,
Do you know what brings us here tonight?
well, obviously everyone loves Ezio. He's the best protagonist the series has ever had. But, like, it's interesting that you get to see him age as his trilogy progresses.
Enough of your nonsense, Groot!
Instead of Assassin's Creed 1, where everything happens within a short span of time.
Buonasera, Arikado. We were just talking about you. I'm surprised to see you here. I thought the Patsy hired others to do their dirty work.
It's your family that cries for guards when there's trouble. Gotardo. Afraid to handle things yourself?
Your sister seemed quite satisfied with the handling I gave her earlier.
By the way,
That's horrible.
does his
I
voice
feel
sound
bad for laughing at that.
Does his voice sound familiar to you?
Ezio's voice?
Yes.
I feel it should, but I'm not placing
That's Roger Craig Smith.
Wait, seriously? The Roger Craig Smith. The
Yeah.
voice of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Years before he started, well, actually probably just one, like, a couple of years before he started voicing Sonic. But at the same time, he was also voicing Chris Redfield. Yeah, Ezio's one of his more prominent roles. To the point where during one of the first Twitter takeovers for Sonic, they did something like kind of, well, obviously it was scripted, but it wasn't them responding to a tweet. It was them calling out the Ubisoft Twitter account and saying that they captured Ezio, and Roger does the Ezio voice, being like, "What is this place? What are all these strange glowing gemstones?
Let's see how many of them you can ruin before they
Who are you people?" I don't know why I went more, like, Slavic with that. I can't do an Italian accent unless I'm doing, like, Mamma mia, pizza ita! I can do a Mario Italian accent, I can do a Brooklyn Italian accent. I can't do, like, actual Italian.
Yeah, right.
Back!
Hold on.
What? We've almost won this.
Your lip.
Just a scratch.
Let the doctor decide.
It's not necessary.
Just to scratch your bloody arms
No
off!
money for this doctor of yours.
Wasted it on women and wine, huh?
I'd hardly call it wasted. Give me some florins then. Or have you done the same?
Search them.
Like, talking from, you know, course-correcting a lot of stuff that people complained about in Assassin's Creed 1, it's really good that they spent time building up, Ezio as a character before getting into the assassin stuff. I think that's something that Assassin's Creed 1 could have benefited from. Like, obviously,
Let's get out of here before the guards arrive.
obviously, you know, that one starts when he's already been, like, a high-ranking assassin for a while.
Yeah.
But, like, our introduction to Altair in Assassin's Creed 1 is, like, the instant that he breaks the Assassin's Creed and gets demoted.
Hurry,
So,
Ezio.
like, we don't
The
get
sooner
time
we're done
to
with the
give a
doctor,
shit
the
about
sooner we can sleep.
Altair. We don't get time to learn who he is as a person other than he's an arrogant prick. Hell, I've played that game beginning to end. I still don't know what kind of character he's supposed to be in that game because his arc just kind of comes out of nowhere. Like, obviously, you know, he gets humbled and learns the error of his ways. But it's not told, like, naturally through the story. It's just like, oh, you've reached the point of the story where you're supposed to realize the error of his ways, therefore he has learned his lesson. He is redeemed.
Doctor.
Who does get less arrogant in the flashback missions and Revelations. Yeah, Revelations did a better job of making me care about Altair as a character than his own fucking game did.
You must help him. That pretty face is his only asset.
Like, I love Ezio and his family.
There we are.
They are some of the most Italian people you will ever see in any
way.
media.
Quite a night.
Indeed. I only wish they were all as much fun. Oh, wait. They are.
Joey, I got a case of the munchies. I'm gonna go snack a snack. Also, Kier, what the fuck is wrong with you drinking tea? You should be drinking coffee like the rest of them.
Up for a little race.
Well, I mean, he is part Irish.
Roof of that church.
True.
All right,
Hey,
time
I'll
to
be
race
right-
Federico.
I'll be right back while I grab some munchies.
Uno.
Like Roger Craig Smith's other famous character would say, gotta go fast.
Baby brother still has much.
I don't know why I delivered it in that voice. It'll be like, hey, gotta go fast!
Come on, Tartaruga.
I know that's more, that sounds a bit more like, you know, the bastard child of Ryan Drummond and, Jason Griffith, but I can't really do a Roger voice.
Come on then, this way.
Where are you going?
Also, it's a shame that JKR missed out on the race, because that would have been a perfect time to redeem Win the Race. If I, actually, no, I don't have that as a, redeem. I should. That's a good song. Just win the race! Just win the race! Just win, just win, just win the race!
It is a good life we lead, brother.
The best. They never change.
And may it never change us.
God, this, leitmotif for, Ezio and his family, it's so beautiful. Like, Assassin's Creed 2, like, Assassin's Creed 2 in particular, but mostly just the Ezio
All right.
trilogy in general,
Enough of that.
has the
We
best
really
music
should
in
head
the
home.
Assassin's
Let's
Creed
go.
series, in
Wait.
my opinion, in
What?
terms of, like, having music that's, like,
Ezio.
recognizable,
sleep.
rather
There
than
will
just
be time
sounding
enough
like
for that.
it's there to
Later.
fill out the background
Ah.
noise. That's a big problem with a lot of AAA soundtracks to me, is that a lot, like, yeah, the music is, like, you know, objectively composed well, but a lot of it doesn't, like, sound like it's specifically designed for the game it's in. It just sounds like your standard orchestral music. Not anything that, like, stands out as, like, oh, this is what, say, like,
Yeti. Better hide.
like, I don't mean
Keep
to dog on
looking.
Bear McCreary. I
Go
love
to
his
the button spot.
compositions. But, the God of War 2018, nothing from that soundtrack sticks out to me. Because, like, none of it's like, oh, this is a God of War song. It more so sounds like it is an orchestral piece to make you feel things, but it doesn't sound like something I would instantly associate with this game. Still not as bad as Marvel's soundtracks, though, where the most iconic songs in them are not even Marvel songs, they're just licensed music.
Christina! Christina!
Who's there?
Oh boy, time for some fun with Christina!
It's you. I should have known.
May I come in?
This is gonna get depressing
only
when
for
we
a
get to
minute.
A
Brotherhood.
minute is all I need.
Indeed.
Wait, that came out wrong.
And Roger Craig Smith unintentionally foreshadowing that he will one day play the fastest thing alive.
Oh, it's you. Oh, it's you.
Christina! Christina! Celia, your tutor will be here soon. Come, my daughter. Is it really so terrible that... Figlio d'un cane! What is this?
Perdonate, messere! Chiedo venia!
I'll kill you!
No, that's not necessary.
Guards! Guards! Voglio la sua testa!
Ora, kill him! There's really no need for violence.
God, I love early game Ezio. Like, obviously, you know, Ezio's got a really good arc, as I've said. But, like, early game Ezio's just such a fun character.
She needed some
You
help.
can't not love him.
Some things. I'm mostly innocent. There he is! Dannato!
Steal this treasure while I'm up here.
Better pick up the pace, dead man! Ah! Get faster! Bring me your sick and wounded.
Hiding spot. Hiding spot. Aha! There we go.
I apologize. Please, let me remove myself.
Good morning, Father.
Come with me.
Is something wrong?
Do you think me blind and deaf, son? I know all about your fight with Verity Patsy last night. And then this little visit to Christina. Your behavior is unacceptable. It reminds me of myself when I was your age.
Yeah, Ezio's dad is like
These adventures won't interfere with your work.
peak dad in
No,
terms of Assassin's
Avete
Creed
la mia
dads.
parola.
Not that we have many good Assassin's Creed dads, as we will see with Hatham and
I need them delivered.
well, I don't know much
With
about
haste,
Connor
father.
as a not
Return to
Connor,
me when it's done.
Edward as a father, but you know, Hatham being kind of a deadbeat.
I'm back.
You missed out on a perfect opportunity to quote win the race.
Oh shit.
Because the mission was to win the race.
Damn it.
And it said on the screen, win the race.
Damn it.
You also missed out on Snoo Snoo.
Also, you might want to restock your fur.
Sorry, you cut out. What? Hello? Hello? Mr. Obama? I cannot...
My
Okay,
computer's being
what'd you
stupid.
say? What joke were you
I
trying
said-
to tell?
Yeah, I said you might want to restock the castle's fridge.
What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. I just made some munchies.
It's a good thing I don't do my own grocery shopping. I have minions to do that for me. Because if I did my own grocery shopping, I'd just buy Hot Pockets and energy drinks. And if I can get my hands on Jiffy Pop. Like, just whatever takes the least amount of time and effort to cook.
Ah, Ezio, ben trovato. How are you?
Come sempre. I have a letter for Messer Lorenzo.
I'll see that he receives it when he returns.
Returns?
They've gone to Villa Careggi, I'm afraid, and not expected back for at least another day.
I'll let my father know.
Yeah, I got myself a delicious Hama sandwich.
All
And
I've got left is some frozen chicken fillets and some French fries.
Yeah, I'm also making.
But I don't feel like cooking.
Yeah. I'm also. I've got a pot of water,
I do have money to get food. I'm just too lazy to get food.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm going over to my mom's tomorrow because it's her birthday. We're gonna be watching the Talking Heads concert film, Stop Making Sense, because we're both Talking Heads fans. Well, she's the one who got me into Talking Heads, so of course she would be a Talking Heads fan.
Yeah. But yeah, I've got a pot of water on the stove, heating up some water for some delicious ramen.
I could fix some ramen, or I could fix some spaghetti. I just hope that nobody touches my spaghetti.
I definitely had some spaghetti earlier.
Keep up the good work.
Said it wasn't spaghetti.
Get all.
You open the chest.
Much, Giovanni. Francesco Di Pazzi's in prison.
Oh, this prick.
The threat is ended.
I hate this man we're about to meet. Not Giovanni, the man that Giovanni is talking to.
Hello.
Uberto, that's his name. Fuck Uberto.
Good morning, Gonfaloniere Alberti.
To you as well, young man.
I trust you delivered the message.
Si, padre. But it seems Lorenzo is out of town.
I did not anticipate this.
What does it matter? So you wait another day or two.
Listen, your mother and sister have been looking for you. I'll need you again in a little while, but for now, see if you can't help them.
Are you sure?
Yes, now if you'll excuse us.
Good to see you, Ezio.
Die in a fire, Uberto. I know what's gonna happen to you later, but still, fuck you. Alright, who are we going to help out first? Are we going to help out, Claudia, or are we going to help out, wait for the name to pop up so I can remember her name? Come on, a minute now. You're not gonna give me the mom's name? Okay. Are we gonna help out the sister or the mom first? We have to do both. It's just which order do we do first? Oh yeah, and we can also help out the little brother. So which of these three first?
Sister.
The sister? Oh, you're going to like what we do for Claudia.
Hey, Claudia. How are you?
Bene.
You shouldn't keep things from me.
It's Duccio.
What of him?
I think he's been unfaithful.
Who told you this?
The other girls. I thought they were my friends.
Harpies. You're better off without them.
I loved him.
No, Claudia. You only thought you did.
He should suffer for what he's done.
Wait here. I'll go have a word with him.
I like Claudia. I like it. I like her style. Actually, they did her a solid by telling her that Duccio's a pig. Yeah. But that, I mean, you could find out in worse ways. I know from experience. I'm not going into that.
So I guess here you didn't hear my joke referring to. I said I have to go back and make some ramen.
But you're not a cannibal. I mean, I'm not a cannibal either, but like it depends on where you draw the line for what counts as cannibalism. Like, does vampirism count as a form of cannibalism? Which technically, since I'm half vampire and not any part human, it wouldn't be cannibalism anyway. I mean, don't look at me like this is the most bizarre conversation we've ever had. You know, this is not even top 5. This isn't even top 10.
Nope. Sad fact is, I was actually laughing. My computer cut out.
All right, where is Duccio? Duccio, where are you? I wish I knew the Italian word for, there he is.
Duccio! It's beautiful!
Nothing but the best for you, amore mio.
But what of Claudia? I thought you'd been promised.
She's got AI generated Pixar poster face, and I hate that.
Yeah, she does.
Ah! Birbante! Come, let us walk a bit.
What? I had something else in mind.
Oh, Duccio.
Honestly, I don't know why, but she kind of reminds me of Ogre Fiona from Shrek.
Ezio, my friend. Ah! Ma che te piglia?
You insult my sister, parading around with this putana.
What are you talking about?
I saw the gift you gave her.
By the way, this isn't the last we're going to see of Duccio.
Maybe your sister shouldn't be so stingy with her virtù.
You broke her heart.
Ha! And now I'm going to break your face.
And every time we see Duccio, spoilers, every time we see Duccio, it's always us beating the shit out of him.
You'll regret ever opening your mouth.
I could have taught your sister a great many. She's lucky to have had someone like me.
Bastard!
Scarred on me. Scarred on me again.
Basta, mi arrendo.
Stay away from my sister!
And now we've unlocked beat-up missions. Where we get paid to beat the shit out of people.
Nice.
Usually for some form of infidelity.
Well, aren't you a funny man?
You kept punching him even after that because he's a total pig. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, there's no reason not to. I saw a bit of Twitter discourse about one of the YouTubers I follow beating Assassin's Creed 2 for the first time and seeing the final boss for the first time. And I'm like, no, the final boss doesn't suck. It makes perfect sense in terms of the game's story. Because why would you expect a final boss against an old man who's like, you know, not the type to do his own dirty work to be a good fight. Hey, Shadow Dragon.
Buongiorno, Ezio.
Like, I'll give this game credit for its final boss fight. It is,
And you?
it is, the most realistic outcome of what fighting the Pope would be like.
About.
Of course not. Anyway.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go make that
I'd
ramen.
like you to join me.
Con piacere.
Come. It's not far from here. I know about your fight with Vieri.
And kicking him in the balls always super effective. Yeah, it's one of the most cathartic final boss fights. Like, yeah, it's not, you know, a good test of your skill, but by God, is it just satisfying to beat the shit out of him. While he can't do anything, and you always interrupt his fucking bullshit villain monologue by punching him in the face or kicking him in the balls.
What happened to him?
I imagine.
Like, I doubt Ubisoft intended it that way, but it turned out that way regardless, and that's why it's one of my favorite final boss fights.
I wish there was another way.
You have nothing to.
It's like he's trying to monologue about how, you know, he's going to rule the world and make everything better in his own image, but you just keep interrupting him by punching him in the face and pushing him into the floor and stomping on his balls. Like, you do not let this man get his villain monologue out. Shut the fuck up. Let me beat you. Let me punch you in the face some more.
Here we are.
I just realized, counting the time I streamed Devil May Cry 4, this is going to be the second game in a row where our mission is to kill the Pope.
Hello, Leonardo.
Madonna Maria.
This is my
Leonardo!
son,
I fucked that trill up so bad. But Leonardo, best bro.
I'll be right back.
Best bro. I wish I had a bro like... Well, I do have
He's
bros like
very
Leonardo.
talented.
By, you know...
Self-expression is vital to understanding and enjoying life.
Like, Leonardo is such
Find
best
an
bro that during the QuickTime event, where like you get a brief chance to hug him, if you fuck that up, then you should restart the game from the beginning, because you have to hug Leonardo. He is just the best bro.
So Ezio, what do you do?
He's been working for his father.
Ah, you're to be a banker.
For now. And you, Art, was it?
Truth be told, it's been difficult for me to settle. Painting is nice, but I often feel like my work lacks, I don't know, a purpose. Does that make sense? I'd rather contribute more practically, more directly. Architecture, perhaps, or anatomy. I'm not content merely to capture the world.
Okay, have you considered this avenue, though, Leonardo? Like, yeah, you could, you know, contribute to, if you... You could contribute to, like, architectural designs, machinery, all this kind of stuff. Or... You could be a Ninja Turtle. Have you considered that as a potential job?
Thank you for your
Delicious ramen.
You missed well, he's still here, but you missed our introduction to Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh, damn.
Leonardo da Vinci is going to go... You're going to discover very quickly that he's the best bro. He's just the nicest guy and the most dependable person that Ezio ever meets.
What are you doing out here, Petruccio?
Or Leonardo could be the caster version we know from FGO. Never seen Fate, so I am not familiar. All I know about Fate is Padoru, which, by the way, it is almost Padoru season. I need to get one of those commissioned for a model one of these years. Like, yeah, Padoru model drawn up just for the Christmas season. And for Petruccio, we are collecting feathers for his collection.
Huh.
Because he is too sick to collect them himself. He is sick and he should be in bed because this is the Renaissance age when just having a cold could be a death sentence. Padoru Arikado, yes, exactly. I will have that, and I will treat everyone to some Hashire's Oreos.
Did you know that Leonardo da Vinci actually was a theater producer at one point in his days?
I'm afraid. What's this leading to? What's the joke?
There's no joke. Seriously, I found that out yesterday.
Did you know that Leonardo was also a pioneer in the art of sewer-based ninjutsu?
I mean, Da Vinci. I don't know about Leonardo.
I didn't say Da Vinci. I just said Leonardo.
That is true. I'm just saying. I was talking about Da Vinci.
Did you know that Leonardo da Vinci is also an alien? As confirmed by the historical documentary series Futurama.
Oh.
Where we also learn in that episode that not only is Leonardo da Vinci an alien, but Dr. Zoidberg's doctorate is in art history.
Then why the fuck is he manhandling humans?
Yeah, Leonardo was an alien, and he was considered the dumbest of his
You
people.
still haven't told me why you want these.
I will. In time.
So, like, the rest of his species is smarter than him. He is the dumbest person on his planet. Can you imagine that? Leonardo da frickin' Vinci being stupid. Or, as Fry keeps on calling him, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, like on on my exam yesterday, one of the questions was what was Leonardo da Vinci's connection to theater, and I had to look this up because it's like turns out he was actually an overlooked theater producer.
By the way, there was some Twitter discourse going on about, like, since Sony, still co-owns the rights to, well, technically owns and just leases out the rights to Spider-Man to Disney to make Marvel movies with, they could theoretically make their own separate Spider-Man movie. They just choose not to for, like, to not cause brand confusion. I know something they could do that would not cause brand confusion and would be better than anything that the modern MCU could come up with.
And that is?
Imagine this, a big budget Hollywood blockbuster adaptation of Japanese Spider-Man. Takuya becomes the new face of the brand instead of Peter. Or Spooderman. Yeah, Spooderman is canon.
Yeah, Spooderman is canon.
I'm sure that licensing the rights to Spooderman would be potentially difficult because that is a piece of fan art.
I'll pay you well.
Well, I mean, if at the same time, if the Sonic movie can have Sonic make a cameo, then I'm sure that Spooderman could make like more than just an Easter egg appearance in a official Spider-Man movie.
There, on him, a bit faster. Can't see him. A bit faster. I see him. There.
I didn't kill him. He fell.
Yeah, right. Some delicious, spicy, gimme juicy ramen.
Why'd you put spicy Genie juice on ramen?
Because it is a chili lime shrimp flavored.
Ah. I thought you meant like you just put hot sauce on ramen.
No. Usually I keep it straight, but this was all I've got, so...
You gotta keep something straight with how many things you've been quoted out of context saying on this channel.
Fuck you.
Fuck me yourself, coward.
Hey, I don't swing that way, you know that.
I mean, actually, no, that saying wouldn't work because you're not a woman, so. Like, there's a saying that I saw in, like, a, out of context, screen cap from, like, some hentai. It was like, but I'm straight, everyone's straight, so is spaghetti until it gets wet.
God damn it.
You're going to notice that, like, my usual way of playing Assassin's Creed games is to, get all the synchronization points first and foremost before I start doing, like, any actual story stuff. Because, it helps to be able to see the fucking map. Also, speaking of similar stuff, I finally got around to beating Breath of the Wild. It only took me fucking 6 years.
Oh, jeez.
Mostly because, like, I would be like, okay, I'm gonna finally sit down and play Breath of the Wild, and then I'd just, like, stop playing it for a year or two.
Yeah.
But I finally hunkered down and beat Breath of the Wild. And, I'm so glad I did. Even though that ending is, kinda shit. Like, it's a good final boss, but, like, that is not a conclusion to a story. It's just like, you beat the bad guy, it's done.
Right.
Dare I say, and this is me giving a spicy hot take, I would compare it to the ending of Ghostbusters for NES. Now go and rest our heroes, except it's actually spelled correctly. You have proved the justice of our culture.
Come in, son. I need these packages delivered to associates of mine in the city. I also need you to retrieve a message for me from a pigeon coop not too far from here.
Va bene. I'll get it done.
Come back here when you're finished. There are some things we need to discuss. And please, my son, stay out of trouble.
Keep in mind, the only you missed this because you were away getting food and drink, but the whole reason that the guards are after him is because he snuck into his girlfriend's room to have sex with her, and her dad caught him.
I saw that on Cloud's stream when I watched them play that over there.
By the way, you should totally, if you haven't already, people in chat, you should totally follow Cloud Sato, because they are fantastic. They are a fun, chill hangout channel with just enough hilarity to just enough unpredictable hilarity to keep you on your toes. Is this me shamelessly plugging another channel? Yes.
Delivery from
Giovanni Auditore?
Have a good night, Kier.
Yes.
Were you followed?
See you, Kier.
Why would I be followed?
Give me the package. Tell your father that they're moving tonight. He should as well.
Who's moving?
Just realized my mic was a little bit far away from me. That should probably give a better sound.
Yeah, I didn't really notice too much, so I didn't say anything. Sorry.
Like, it's harder for ever since I duct taped my soundproofing shield to my mic arm because I lost the bit that actually attaches to the mic arm.
Oh, jeez.
It's been weighing this thing down. Like, this thing was not meant to support this much weight.
Yeah,
and that makes it hard to extend to the position that actually, is good for picking up my voice.
Right.
It helps that my voice projects very well, though. So I don't need to get, like, too loud. Okay, contextual camera, which we will never use, because there's never a reason to use it. Now we've got one more delivery to make. Now the guards go to the Auditore Palazzo. Yeah. Yeah, like, that's the only time you really are encouraged to use the contextual camera. Because it's like, hey, if you pay attention, they're heading towards your fucking house. What's up with that, eh? I don't know why I went Canadian for an Italian family.
Oh, God.
I mean, well, actually, there's spoilers for a joke in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, the follow-up to this game. There's a part where Ezio is pretending to be like a French commander.
No, Giovanni.
No, idiota.
And he says he's from Montreal.
Exactly like the man.
Give it here.
Which is where the division of Ubisoft that makes the Assassin's Creed
We're
games
not
is headquartered.
contagious. I'm not.
So it's a little wink wink nudge nudge inside joke to the people that work at Ubisoft Montreal.
Nice.
Not to be confused with the division that made Rayman, which is Ubisoft Montpellier, which is headquartered in France, Montpellier, France. And then there's good old Red Storm, which is pretty close to where I live. And they make the Tom Clancy games and Rocksmith.
Oh, nice.
I've actually been there before. I've probably told this story on stream before. I was taking a critical history of video games course. It was like a humanities course about the history of video games and like diving into the idea of what makes a game. Rather than, you know, looking at the technical aspects of making games. And as part of that, we went to Red Storm as a field trip. And I had to sign an NDA, but that was a long-ass time ago, and it was only an NDA for 2 years, so I'm allowed to talk about that freely now. Like, this was before I started streaming regularly that this happened. This was, like, years before I debuted Arikado. This was before I even met you.
Oh, I was gonna ask, was this before me or?
Yeah, this was before I met you. Yeah, they gave us like some presentations, and you would be happy to hear that one of the guys that gave a presentation was a former director from High Moon.
Ooh, nice.
And he was giving a presentation about the Deadpool game. You know, the last big project that High Moon worked on before they were shoved into the Call of Duty mines.
Yep.
Have I ever seen the Assassin's Creed How It Should Have Ended before? No, because I don't watch that. I don't watch trash. I only watch garbage. How It Should Have Ended has never been funny, and it never will be funny.
Yeah, I've never thought them funny, but I did see like maybe one of their antics where I actually agreed with. At first, I thought it was like, oh yeah, maybe this actually is worth checking out. But then I saw it was all comedy based. I'm like, it's not even funny. It was their take on Revenge of the Fallen's ending.
I mean, I've seen a better alternate ending to the first Transformers movie based on a sort of like contest that they held that they didn't follow up on their end of the bargain for.
Oh, go figure.
It was one of those open poll things where like you could submit your own idea, and whichever one got the most votes would be included. But as these things always go, the winner was too stupid to include, so they just didn't follow up on the contest despite there being a clear winner. This was not a case that was nearly as bad as the Mountain Dew one. The Mountain Dew one was really bad. I'm not going to say the name of the winning flavor because I know that could get clip-chimped out of context and make me sound horrible. But there's an internet historian video about it.
Father?
About that in several similar contests. But the Transformers one in particular was
What happened?
like, it was a contest where it was like you could come up with a line of dialogue for Optimus to say during his ending speech at the end of the movie.
My sister.
Ezio.
And the winner was, I am going to turn into a truck now.
Yes, but Mother... She's in shock.
Oh, jeez.
When she resisted...
It's not safe here. Is there some place you can take them?
Yes. Yes.
Like, could you imagine, like, the final line from Peter Cullen in his, standard Optimus, standard Optimus speech, I say. Now standard, because it's kind of, when you think about it, it's kind of the Bayformers movies that we have to thank for the modern trend of Optimus giving tons of speeches. Because he didn't really do that in G1.
No, he really didn't.
But,
here's the thing. My opinion is this. Sorry to interrupt, but I feel like I've got to say this. The Bay films started it. Prime, I think, refined
Prime codified it, but it was the Bay films that started it.
Yeah.
But, like, could you, he gives his speech about, like, how Earth is their new home and they're going to protect it from, the Decepticons, and then he ends with, I am going to turn into a truck now. And then smash cut to, Linkin Park, what I've done.
Nice.
which I will not. I will die on this hill. What I've done is the worst Linkin Park song.
But why not just one?
Yeah, honestly,
And
I don't care for
it rightfully gets memed on. Like, I've admittedly never been a big Linkin Park fan, but I've been growing to appreciate their stuff more recently. But I've never liked what I've done. Is the most generic emo song ever.
Yeah, my personal favorite has to be, and well, at least used to be. I'm not a big Linkin Park fan anymore. But one of the songs that I would listen to like nonstop was New Divide.
My favorite's actually their cover of Closer by 9 Inch Nails, which has never been released on a recording. It was only something they did at a concert. But you can find a recording of the concert where they performed it at. And Chester Bennington's, rest in peace. Chester Bennington was really good at conveying that rage that Trent Reznor had on the whole Broken EP.
Nice.
So if there was anyone if there's two people who are good enough or arguably better than Trent Reznor to cover Trent Reznor songs, it's Chester Bennington and Johnny Cash. Because Johnny Cash, famously covered Hurt by 9 Inch Nails and did such a phenomenal job with it that Trent Reznor was like, it's his song now, it's not mine anymore.
What of your mother and sister?
Safe now.
Aneta took them.
Yes. Wait. You knew this would happen?
Not the way it did, and not this soon. Doesn't matter now.
What do you mean? Explain.
There's no time. Listen closely. Return to the house. In my office is a hidden door. Use your talent to find it. Beyond lies a chest. Take everything you find inside. Much of it may seem strange to you, but all of it is important.
But father, why did they imprison you?
Yes.
Good.
There must have been some sort of charges that they have against you, my son.
I need you to take these
They indicted me for tax evasion.
He was with me in the office this
I knew I could only get away with it for so long.
Please, tell me what's
Do not make the same mistakes that I did.
There was a note for you to read. It said go, Ezio.
Go now.
If you're going to commit tax fraud, then make sure you don't leave a paper trail. Also, buy crypto. Father, what are you talking about?
You'll understand when you're older. Oh, jeez.
I don't know what prompted that ramble, but I'm glad that happened. But I guess what prompted it is knowing how Assassin's Creed Lineage, the prequel miniseries, plays out, which basically it tries to showcase Ezio's father as like, a master assassin, but more so portrays him as like a perpetual fuck-up.
Oh, so like me then.
Like, it's supposed to be like, the guy that he's hunting, Rodrigo Borgia, is like so talented that he can outwit a master assassin at every turn. But the way that's actually played out on screen is like, no, he just fucks up everything. No wonder he got caught. One of your favorite, Shadow Dragon says one of my favorite Linkin Park songs was probably Breaking the Habit. From what I remember, it's been a while.
Yeah,
I haven't listened to much Linkin Park. Another one that, everyone memes on Crawling. So I'm not gonna bother to mention that one. Really good screams on it, though. But, another one of my favorites is, God, I can't remember the name of it. One Step Closer. Whatever that, One Step Closer to the Edge, and I'm about to dun break!
I've probably heard it in passing, but I don't recall it. Like I said, I was never a huge
first
fan.
heard that one in Rock Band 2, and it grew on me after a while. For a while, I thought it was the worst song ever, because, I was kind of conditioned to hate Linkin Park, because it was, as was the style at the time. right, time to raid the chest.
Oh, so apparently I found out today, and I'm a little ticked because it's like I can't afford. But apparently Peter Cullen is going to be at TFCon LA in March.
Damn.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I honestly
suit up sequence.
Nice.
I will say, the assassin robes make sense in Assassin's Creed 1. I've never understood why they continued to wear the instantly identifiable assassin robes after the Crusades were over. Like, yeah, it makes for a cool character design, but in terms of practicality, you stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Because, like, the entire point of the white assassin robes in the original Assassin's Creed is that they were supposed to look like scholars, so they could blend into a crowd.
What do you want then?
Makes sense.
Any last words for your woman?
That makes sense.
But, you know, Ezio dressed up like this, the only person in all of Florence wearing a hood. It's like, gee, I wonder who the assassin is!
Right.
Oh, no hope for you, povero diavolo. Still rather you than me. Life is short, so love the one you've got.
I've got better advice than whatever the hell that guy that was rambling just now said. Rather than life is short, so love the one you've got, life is short, so make sure to outlive your enemies out of pure spite.
Yes.
That's my life advice to you guys.
I can actually agree with that.
Get the bastard! Don't lose! I found him! Bastard!
Can I get down, please?
What are we dancing for? We dancing? Sure, why not?
Also, like, I do have one common complaint about pretty much every Assassin's Creed game that I've played. I haven't played anything past Unity, but for at least those first 5 games, there's no reason to use anything but the sword most of the time when it comes to melee combat, because the sword is fast, but also hits hard. There's no reason to use anything else. Especially in Brotherhood, where they introduce chain counter kills, where you can just like take out an entire squad if you time your button presses right. Makes the end game a total fucking joke.
It's a misunderstanding, Ezio. I'll clear everything up.
Uberto.
How? The documents given
vaffanculo
contain evidence of a conspiracy against your family.
That is the one Italian insult I know.
I'll present these papers at their hearing in the morning, and they'll be released.
Thank you, Signore.
Of course, my child. Do you need a place to stay? You're more than welcome here.
No, grazie.
Where was there a creepy hooded man in your house, Uberto? Yeah, why didn't Ezio question that?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I saw the guy walk past, like, what the hell?
Don't get too used to these assassin robes because there's plenty of better looking dyes we can unlock for them. And some alternate well, there's a whole side quest that gives us like a permanent armor set that looks really cool. That also gives you max health and is unbreakable. Because there's armor degradation in the Ezio trilogy, where you have to get your armor repaired every now and then or else it breaks.
No, please, don't kill me! I've distilled an elixir of lead and pomegranate. I feel for the...
Also,
can we talk about how, can we talk about how, like, I was mentioning earlier that, like, they addressed some of the criticisms of Assassin's Creed 1 in Assassin's Creed 2's lore, but, like, you can only actually tell it if you read the many, many codex entries And one of them is, like, for no apparent reason, Altair's not able to swim in Assassin's Creed 1. Like, if you go into water, you just instantly die. And there's, like, in-game patch notes for the Animus software. And it says, like, they fixed the bug where going into water would kill you.
Oh, wow.
Giovanni Auditore, you and your accomplices stand accused of the crime of treason. Have you any evidence to counter this charge?
Yes, the documents that were delivered to you last night.
I'm afraid I know nothing of these documents.
He's lying!
Need to get closer.
In the absence of any...
You see why I hate Duberto, right?
Yeah, I see why.
I am bound to pronounce you guilty. You...
Also, why is there a mysterious hooded man next to you, Roberto? Isn't that a bit suspicious?
You are a traitor, Roberto, and one of them. You may take our lives this day, but we will have yours in return, I swear! We will! Father!
Hey! Grab the boy! He's one of them!
I'll kill you for what you've done!
Guards! Arrest him!
I mean, he just let them hang out.
Damn it, you beat me to the jump. I was gonna say that Ezio doesn't need to worry about what to do with the bodies because they're gonna be hanging around for a while. Oh no, Biggie with an axe. Yeah, it's not until way later that we're able to take those guys on. And they knocked our sword away, and we can't just pick it back up, so we have to run. They'll never think to hide it, to look in the, what the fuck is this, like, flower petals, I think? In the first game, in the first game, it was stacks of hay. Flower cart, yeah. It's just kind of hard to tell due to low, low texture and low-res texture and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's red hay. It's lightish red hay. And now you are notorious. Now if only I was B.I.G. He just wanted to ask you a question.
That's one of my jokes. So, Arikado, you remember earlier you and I were talking about the orientation of like all my figures for anything Unicron related?
Yes.
To help me find out.
Apparently, and I guess I'm misremembering what I have on the shelf because I was just looking at it like maybe like half an hour before you called me. But apparently, Nemesis Prime from Armada is technically a Herald of Unicron. So
I wouldn't count him as a Herald of Unicron personally, but
yeah,
like whoever decides on the canon list of Heralds of Unicron, they're entitled to their wrong opinion.
Yeah, unfortunately, their opinion is what fucking matters.
No,
just like Kevin Feige is entitled to his wrong opinion that the MCU takes place on Earth 616. We gotta be sneaky. We gotta be quick. Like a candle in the wind.
You gotta be nimble, you gotta be quick. How about jumping over this candlestick?
Like a fly on the wall.
Oh, there's a fly!
Like a fart in an auditorium.
Like a turd in the wind.
Nah. That's Venom talk right there. Also, like, apparently Venom 3 has resumed filming. And,
oh, that's good.
like one person was like, please make it R-rated. Like one person on Twitter was like, please make this R-rated. And I'm like, if they didn't make the one about Carnage R-rated, what the fuck makes you think they're gonna make this one R-rated?
Yeah, no.
You hate that you can't climb the you hate that you can't climb the highest point in Firenze without the monkey climb, and that you learn in Venezia. Yeah, it's specifically like that just to force you to backtrack to Firenze, so you can't just clear out everything at once. I hate when games do that. It's why I don't like the nighttime challenges from Sonic Frontiers. It's like, you only have like 1 or 2 nighttime challenges per island in Frontiers, just so we can't do all of them on our first, just so we can't do them all in one in-game day.
Oh, jeez.
It's like, oh, this last one that I have to do to clear the map here is only available at night. Time to just waste time. Or an especially egregious case of it is the first Sly Cooper, where you can't get the final piece of the Thievius Raccoonus to get the 100% ending until you've beaten the game. You can unlock it, but you can't translate it because Bentley says it's in owl language. But once you've beaten the game, whose final boss is an owl, you can suddenly translate it. You just have to go back and do the whole thing over again.
Oh, jeez.
Actually, no, that's not the most egregious case. The most egregious case is still the Alchemist in Spyro 2.
Yes.
Fuck that guy. It's understandable, but still stupid that they didn't make that better in Reignited Trilogy.
No, I agree.
Considering that they changed some stuff in Reignited Trilogy's version of Year of the Dragon, it's weird that they wouldn't do that for
There's one of the
hidden
symbols.
symbol. Time to do some puzzles that I've never understood how to find the solutions to.
Wait, that's not possible.
I always just Google them, because I suck at these puzzles.
That's computer code. Let me compile
That's not computer code, that's an Omega symbol.
It's an encrypted file.
Yeah, with a
Oh
dot
shit,
in the center.
Eggman's been here! Omega! It all ties together. It all comes back to Sonic. We got Roger Craig Smith. Now we've got Omega.
Upload it to Desmond then. I can't believe this.
Good thing the time challenges in Sly 1 aren't required for a trophy. Yeah.
Hello, this is...
Also, Cam Clark here.
They call me Subject 16. Listen,
uncredited, but it's Cam Clark.
Something I have to show you. We have been lied to this
who you might know as Liquid Snake.
Everything we've been
or, you know, the original voice of Leonardo. It comes back to Ninja Turtles, too. We got Leonardo da Vinci and we got Leonardo in here.
I've uploaded the evidence, the file that proves it all. But I've split it into 20 pieces and locked each with a code. Can't be too careful. Queen Isabella. No, not her. What century is it? Never mind.
I do like the idea of Subject 16. He's just kind of underwhelming when we actually meet him. But I love the idea of, like, someone who's been subjected to so many of Abstergo's, like, genetic memory, reliving experiment things that he doesn't even know what time period he's in anymore.
What the heck? How did this get inside our animus?
It's like, it's an existential kind of horror that I love.
The memory core. We transferred 16.
It's like you've time traveled so much that you've lost track of where you are.
He must have hacked the machine
present.
when Vidic left him alone between sessions.
Oh, hold on, wait a second. The signs on the walls.
Oh, God.
The ones written in blood. Those were clues. He was telling us to look for them inside the animus.
In the beginning, unlock the file.
Alright. 5 of these mythic scenes share a core similarity. Pick them out and you'll begin to see. One of the few cases where it gives you, like, a obvious answer. What has a core and what is something that you would pick? An apple. So you select all the ones that have apples. Problem is, Not all of them are immediately obvious if they're holding an apple, because kind of low resolution JPEGs of these famous pieces of Renaissance art.
Yeah.
There we go, the Apple of Eden. So, the more of these puzzles we solve, the more clips from that video file we find, until we finally get the entire video file. And it's a victim of Assassin's Creed's lack of direction, because it's very clearly building up to like what's intended to be a big reveal, but then it just never does anything in later games, to my knowledge. Like, there's a big thing in Brotherhood that I'm still mad that they don't follow up on. Like, it's brought up in the very ending of Brotherhood, and then they just fucking drop it and never reference it again.
Oh, jeez.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mr. X.
It's not just like a minor thing. It's like, no, it's part of an ancient prophecy that they never fucking reference again.
Appreciate the kind words, Madonna.
Ti prego. Call me Paola.
Thank you.
It's almost like they didn't plot out how the story's going to go.
You must be.
And they're just making it up as they go. Like, obviously, there was an arc that they were building through the first few games, but like from 3 onwards, they're just kind of throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Your desire for vengeance.
So kind of like the Star Wars sequel trilogy.
I wouldn't even say it's like that, because it's very clear that
Going to teach me how to kill.
they wanted, before 3 came out, it's very clear that it's building up to 3 being the finale. But then Ubisoft realizes, oh, we can't just end it at 3 because it's our new most profitable franchise. So we gotta add a fucking cliffhanger to 3 and then never follow up on it. And then finally follow up on it in a fucking comic of all things, instead of in the games themselves. So if you don't read the tie-in comics, then this whole plot point is just never going to be addressed. I still hate that. They kill off the main villain of the franchise in a comic.
Yeah.
It would be like, if, it would be like if, the next Transformers, animated series was partly told through comics, and, like, they killed off Megatron in a comic and then just never addressed it in the show.
Yeah.
It would be like that. That's how unsatisfying it is.
And that's also, like, the kind of shit tie-in comics where it's like, they tell you, it's like, oh, you need to read this comic to understand what...
Like, I appreciate multimedia projects, but I miss the days when you could just, like, enjoy the primary form of media that the story is delivered through, and understand the whole story by, like, watching or playing the thing.
Right.
That's why I've stopped watching Marvel movies apart from Spider-Man, because it's like, I miss the days where I could just watch a movie and understand the movie without having to watch other movies and TV series in order to understand the basics of what this story is trying to convey.
Yeah, and the sad fact is, like, the Marvels in particular are the most egregious so far of that.
Yeah, because you won't even know who Ms. Marvel is unless you've been watching the Disney Plus shows.
Right.
Like, if anyone needed an introduction in a movie, it's her.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Star Wars, the Solo story that Darth Maul, and you had to watch the show to understand what... Yeah, if you didn't watch, if you're like me and you didn't watch, the Clone Wars, and you went and saw Solo, the whole reveal that Darth Maul is the crime boss, or even the fact that he's still fucking alive, it's like, oh, wait, what?
Yeah. Like, I appreciate the fact that they actually gave a more, like, I feel like the thing is for me, I feel like
well, in Solo's
Walsh
case, that's also a case of that movie went through production hell, where it was
Yeah.
very obviously cobbled together from two completely incompatible visions for how the story should be.
Teach you how to
Like,
Yeah.
you can tell which parts were done by Lord and Miller, and you can tell which parts were done by Ron Howard. That's why the tone just jumps all over the place, and the story's pretty incoherent.
Yeah, I've only really seen the movie maybe once, and I didn't even.
I saw it in
understand
theaters, and I'm like, I knew going into it that that it went through a lot of production hell, and that it switched directors partway through. I knew that going in. I didn't expect it to be so obvious that it was 2 different directors that made it.
Yeah.
Someone's stolen my bag. Guard!
Like, probably the only other case I can think of, and I haven't seen this movie, but from what I've heard, the theatrical version of Justice League is very obvious that it was not, like, a complete movie shot by one director. It was cobbled together from 2 completely different visions.
Yeah.
You can go now, girls.
Oh, do we have to? So innocent.
He's cute. Now that you have learned how to approach the enemy, we need to find you a suitable weapon.
What would you have me use?
Ah, but you already have the answer.
Hey, my father's blade and bracer. How did you get them?
By using the same skills I've just taught you.
It's not exactly in working condition.
I assume you're familiar with Leonardo da Vinci.
See, but how does a painter factor into this?
He's far more than that. Bring him the pieces.
You're going to discover that Leonardo da Vinci is basically Renaissance-era Q from James Bond.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like, he's constantly inventing new gadgets for Ezio.
Nice. Funny thing is, at one point, I actually bought, not that, I don't know if it was, no, it was the Black Flag version of the bracer and blade. But I tried to incorporate it into my Joker costume at one point. But
yeah, I could see that working.
It would have really worked. The problem was the way it was designed was very poor. I don't know if it was like a constant design problem or if it was just mine. But the blade, like the way it worked was that it had a little button on the inside of the bracer that you could press. Like, on the inside of your arm, basically, so it's like you...
And I'm guessing you wanted something that was more like in the games, where they just flick the wrist and the blade comes out.
Honestly, it wasn't even that. It was... The idea that I was going for was that I would be able to hide it up my sleeve, because it was like, I'd do the whole... Look!
Oh,
look
yeah.
at my sleeves.
Well, the bracers in... the hidden blades in Assassin's Creed, they're not hidden under the sleeves. They're hidden inside the bracer that they wear on the outside of the sleeve.
Right, which was a thing where it was like when I got it, I had only played a little bit of Black Flag, so I didn't know.
Yeah, Black Flag is probably not a good introduction to Assassin's Creed because, like, while it's one of the best games in the series, it's one of the worst in terms of the assassin stuff. Because I will argue, Black Flag is a great game when it's not being an Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah.
And, like, when you're doing pirate stuff, it is one of the most fun games of that console generation. When you're doing assassin stuff, it is so fucking boring and tedious.
Yeah. But for me, what happened was, it wasn't the fact that I couldn't... It's not that I couldn't get it to work. It's the fact is that for whatever reason, its design was very poor because for some weird reason, the blade just shot right out and launched out of the mechanism. It didn't just, pop out the blade, but it, like, launched the blade out of the bracer entirely and just across the room.
Oh.
I was like, yeah, no, this is not going to work for me. So,
yeah.
I don't know... Like,
well,
I
can understand why, from a safety standpoint, it would do that. Because, like, the problem with a lot of Assassin's Creed Blade replicas and Hidden Blade replicas and why a lot of conventions ban them is because, like, it's a cool weapon in like a fictional sense, but in reality, even if you make the blade off plastic, that's still blunt force trauma if you hit someone with it when it's ejecting.
Yeah. Yeah, like the thing is, like I was going to take it to a small convention with me, but it was like, you know, when the blade just launched entirely out of the mechanism entirely, I was like, okay, yeah, this is either defective or I don't know what, but this was just not going to work for me, so I had to return it.
I mean, at least it's better than like any of the Fallout merch that's come out with 76. The helmets that had to be recalled because they had mold.
Oh, jeez.
The rum that was in a plastic bottle when they advertised it being glass.
Oh, God.
Well, it's not that it was a plastic bottle. It was a glass bottle inside a plastic shell.
Oh, of course.
That made it impossible to drink without spilling it everywhere.
Oh, jeez.
And it was really shitty rum, too, apparently. It was like just swill.
Oh, God.
It was like they advertised it as like a high-quality rum, but it was like the cheapest swill you could get in a shitty bottle. When you can get better-looking bottles on Etsy.
Yeah. Ugh. I remember at one point while I was vacationing in Mexico with my family, we bought, no, actually, I'd say I bought it, but I can't remember if I did or not. But basically what happened was a former friend of mine, who I knew through True Prime, was always doing these rum reviews on YouTube. So I asked him if he's ever had like a black spice rum. And he said, no, I've never had it. So I sent him a bottle of the Kraken Black Spice Rum that I bought while I was in Mexico. Unfortunately, like I don't think he ever actually followed through on that because I asked him to review it, but I think he misunderstood what I said.
I mean, I've sent stuff to Ashens before, and I don't think he ever reviewed it.
Yeah.
It was, thankfully, like. It sucks because, you know, I had to pay international shipping for that.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, he gets so many things that he can't review everything that's sent to him.
No, that's understandable. It's just the fact that this guy wasn't exactly big on YouTube either. It was just a case where it's like he was a friend of True Prime, and I actually met the guy in person when I went to a convention in 2014. Dude was a bit of a jackass.
Actually, now that I think about it, since Ashens also does reviews of expired food,
yeah,
and considering that I sent him a jelly pop, and that was at least 10 years ago, considering it actually, assuming it actually made to him, because the people at the post office didn't seem to understand how P.O. boxes work, because you had to ship it to a P.O. box he had. They were like, what's the first name? I'm like, no, the P.O. box is just listed under Ashens.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you have to have a first name. I'm like, I don't think that's how P.O. boxes work.
No.
Because, like, you know, companies have P.O. boxes, too.
Right.
And it's like, say you were sending a P.O. box to a company, it's like, do you need to put a first name and then the company, like, John McActivision?
Right.
Just as a random example.
Yeah.
Have I ever seen the Assassin's Creed movie? Nope. No, I've never seen the Assassin's Creed movie because fucking nobody saw the Assassin's Creed movie. Like, Assassin's Creed is something that I don't think translates well to a movie. Because it's like, even if the story's good, it's like, why couldn't they just do this in a game? That would be more fun.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that the Assassin's Creed movie told its own original story, though, instead of adapting, like, the story of, like, Ezio or Altair or, you know, anything directly from the games. It's like a side story in the Assassin's Creed universe. I appreciate that, and I think that's the route that more video game movies should take. Like, the Resident Evil movies would not be nearly as bad if they were, like, original stories set in the broader Resident Evil universe instead of trying and failing to adapt the stories of specific games.
Yeah.
I say Resident Evil movies, the live-action movies. To my understanding, the
Yeah.
CGI movies are pretty good. It makes me wonder why Capcom keeps on greenlighting the production of these live-action Resident Evil movies when we've never had a good one. And we probably never will.
Yeah. I mean, the same could no doubt be said to Disney.
They keep on, the thing with the Resident Evil movies is Resident Evil's always been inspired by B movies, not like high quality, high grade stuff.
Where are my manners?
But no one except for Quentin Tarantino wants to make big budget B movies.
Of course.
Yeah.
Come.
So instead, we get stupid shit. We get
Alright, let's see it.
what's Resident Evil? There's zombies.
Fascinating. I don't know it.
Yeah, here's a couple token characters from the games. Whether they look or act anything like them is completely up in the air.
Yeah.
We adapted fucking
Wait.
We combined Code Veronica and Resident Evil 3 into one story, and we made Jill a side character and made Claire non-existent.
It may very well. It may very well what? Please sit. Leonardo, Shh. Remarkable.
Anyway, Leonardo at work. He's an expert code breaker, apparently. Because those instructions on how to repair the blade were written in a cipher. So, not if some random schmuck finds it, they don't have instructions on how to build a weapon.
Now all that's left is to remove your ring finger. Really? I'm sorry, but this is how it must be done.
This is a gag right here, because in Assassin's Creed 1, he did have to remove his ring finger. They didn't show it on screen, but his Altair's ring finger is missing, because back in the time of Altair, which was the Crusades, when the hidden blades were first designed, they had a design flaw where they could chop off your fingers if you didn't already remove that finger.
I'm sorry, only the one. Listen, if you ever do happen across another one of these, please,
you remember there was a Resident Evil show, but that got canceled.
Thank you for fixing
I forgot about that. I'm not surprised it got canceled because fucking nobody talked about it.
Just a moment. Wait here.
Are you Leonardo da Vinci?
See, how may I be of service?
I need you to answer some questions.
Certainly.
Also, can we talk about how Leonardo's got the best style in this game? Goddamn, man is dressed to the nines.
Seems to be the trouble.
A witness claims to have seen you consorting with an enemy of the city.
What? Me? Consorting? Preposterous.
When was the last time you saw or spoke with Ezio Auditore?
Who?
Non fare il finto tonto. We know you were close with the family. Perhaps this will help to clear your head.
Oh no, you don't. You do not beat Leonardo da Vinci.
What about now?
You do not beat up my bro like that. Especially with such wimpy kicks.
Grazie, Ezio. Sorry about that.
I'm kind of torn on the sound design for punches and kicks in this game, because on the one hand, it's realistic. Punches don't make a big thwack sound when you actually hit someone. Also, we're just gonna casually hide this corpse in his house. Like I said, Leonardo's the greatest. He's like, you just killed this man. What are we gonna do? Oh, I know. I can use him for my anatomy studies. Apparently he has a collection of corpses.
Oh, jeez.
Over there. See? Like it never happened. Thank you, Leonardo.
It's just one of my many corpses that I keep in my house for study.
Remember, if you find
where do you get the corpses from, Leonardo?
Should they contain new designs, I will upgrade your blade as well.
Generous
We'll be
donations,
getting back to
Ezio.
Paola. Porgi dei Maggi.
Anything can be bought and sold with enough money.
I mean, true. Sad but true. I mean, we've got to have money.
Money. That's still one of the most baffling movies ever made to me, because it's like you make a theatrical Tom and Jerry movie, and then you have Tom and Jerry be side characters in it. Actually, that's every Tom and Jerry movie. They're always side characters.
Yeah, because like you can't apparently sell a damn movie. Which I don't understand, because like I'm pretty sure a lot of fans, young and old, would jump at the chance to see a theatrical Tom and Jerry movie.
I say Tom and Jerry the movie is the most baffling one. No, we all know the most baffling one is Tom and Jerry and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Like, what the fuck kind of cocaine-infused fever dream inspired that mashup?
That's a thing? I've never even heard of that.
The Nostalgia Critic reviewed it.
Well, that explains
It's an animated version of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory that just randomly cuts to Tom and Jerry shenanigans.
Oh. That's weird, because I don't remember him reviewing that. He must have...
he reviewed it, in the lead-up before Change the Channel happened.
Yeah, that explains it, because before Change the Channel actually happened, like, shortly before it, I started having a fallout with... Nothing against him at the time, it was just like, his style of reviewing was just getting too boring for me, I didn't care anymore.
At least it was still, a somewhat decent review. It was before his reviews became unfucking watchable. Like, he's 40-minute masturbatory review of The Wall, where he's like, oh, it's a love letter to the original album and the original film, and he just spends the whole time shitting all over it and misunderstanding the basic concepts of what that album is trying to convey.
Yeah.
Which is generational trauma inspired by World War II.
Plus the fact is, like, another thing that really pissed me off was, his review of Small Soldiers, because it was like, he kept saying it was a rip, he kept playing it off as it was a rip-off of Toy Story, and I'm like...
you can argue that it got greenlit because of the popularity of Toy Story,
Leonardo likes to talk.
but
that
doesn't mean it's a Toy Story ripoff. It has nothing in common with Toy Story.
No, it doesn't.
I've given you the skills. Leonardo's given you the
other than, talking toys. But the toys are not alive because toys are alive in this universe. They're alive because of mad science.
Exactly.
Latest work. It will be held at the Santa Croce cloister.
Watch over my mother and sister while I'm away.
You don't really watch Nostalgia Critic as much as you used to. Good. Because, one, you shouldn't be rewarding someone who refuses to improve on their craft after... God, nearly 15 years at this point.
Yeah.
But also, it's no Nostalgia Critic November. If you watch Nostalgia Critic during no Nostalgia Critic November, then you lose, and you have to change your profile picture on all of your social medias to a picture of the Nostalgia Critic. That's what everyone does in November, nothing else. There are absolutely no other challenges that go on during November.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
There are no other challenges that go on in November that use the abbreviations NNN.
I mean, here's the problem with that. If it really was no Nostalgia Critic November, then it would be...
I mean, it's a pretty shitty acronym because, like, it's like one of those... it's like a lot of, popular acronyms that sort of omit actual phrases that it's supposed to represent just so it flows better.
Yeah.
Again with this?
You have overstepped your bounds, Uberto.
Who are you to speak of bounds? You who have crowned yourself...
Oh. Didn't mean to press
Lorenzo
that.
di Medici, Principe of Firenze.
I've done no such thing.
Of course not. Ever innocent. How convenient. At least now we see how far your reach extends, which is to say, nowhere at all. It has proved a valuable lesson for me and my...
That line delivery has the same energy as how unexpected, and by that I mean completely expected.
Be careful with your words, Lorenzo. You might attract the wrong sort of attention.
Yes, I will follow this man who is threatening, low-key threatening me into this heavily guarded area where I am isolated from the outside world. What is the worst that could go wrong?
Gotta say, hey, what a wonderful time to slay.
It's wild to think that Ziggy Marley did that theme song.
Oh, jeez.
And that Ziggy Marley was also in Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, wow.
He voiced the bodega shop owner at the beginning of the movie where Miles first fights the Spot. Like the Jamaican shop owner, that's Ziggy Marley.
I wouldn't know, because I haven't actually gotten a chance to sit down and watch the Across the Spider-Verse for it yet.
Well, now you know what to look out for. Also, just remembered, I was supposed to tell you a bit of horrendous news that was announced before I started streaming. I swear I'm not making this up. This is not for a joke.
Okay.
I have terrible news, everyone. Snoop Dogg has officially announced that he's giving up smoking. We can no longer make Snoop Dogg smoke weed every day jokes, because he no longer smokes weed. He still consumes weed, just not by smoking.
Yeah. So, eat weed every day then, I guess.
Ingest weed every day. That doesn't roll off the tongue nearly as well.
No, it doesn't.
Also, it's not even Snoop Dogg that says smoke weed every day. It's Nate Dogg that says it. Although it is a Snoop Dogg Dr. Dre collab that Nate Dogg just does the ending verse on. You can tell because it sounds nothing like Snoop Dogg. It is very clearly Nate Dogg, who is not to be confused with Snoop Dogg. Just like you should not confuse the rinsing machine with the filling machine.
I understood that reference.
I got one of my classmates into how it's actually made, because she's a barista, so I sent her the how it's actually made about coffee, and she loved it. And I also recommended that she the next one she was going to check out was the sugar one, and I told her to also check out the one about cheesecake. A machine called a poopy butt. I'm sorry, this is the wrong script. Where are my manners? A machine called a shitting anus. Diarrhea's out.
God. Oh, jeez.
It's a shame Hugbees isn't allowed to make how it's actually made anymore.
You know,
but at the very least, he's branched off into making really good video essays about like just bullshit no one cares about. Like he did an hour-long video essay on Snowflame.
Oh, jeez.
And I would argue he did a better job at making Snowflame, at showing the benefits of Snowflame than any other reviewer slash content creator has. Because, like, he's like, the problem with Snowflame is not that he's a lame villain. The problem with Snowflame is that he's supposed to be like a walking anti-drug PSA showing what cocaine will do to you. And in effect, it is saying, if you do cocaine regularly, you will get superpowers.
Yeah.
Like, the problem with Snowflame is not that, he's a corny character. It's that he makes doing
What the fuck?
Exactly. It's that, by the way, hi, Lulu. The problem with Snowflame is that he makes doing cocaine look awesome.
How could you have known what evils he had?
I say we strike that traitor's name from the record books. Let history forget he ever even existed.
Yes, if you'll excuse me for it.
Which, you know, if you're supposed to be like a walking, talking anti-drug PSA.
You.
By the way, fuck you, Alberto. Taste the blade of justice.
Like, everyone's like, oh my, this guy just punched him to death.
To save the ones you love.
Yes, I would. And I have.
Also, this is
You're not dead. I'm still here. Me. Ezio.
I didn't even tell a joke.
I think she's referring to me.
By the way, I still don't have a sword. I should probably fix that.
I mean, don't you have one down there?
Boo. Get off the stage.
Alright, fine. Have a good night, guys.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Fine, I'll hydrate. I haven't consumed water this whole stream. There, I have replenished my hydration levels and lubricated my throat. By the way, Lulu, you're welcome for that roleplay last night. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.
I feel like I should be afraid.
Oh no, I'm just like, you know, since I didn't get to talk to her after the roleplay last night, I was just saying that to her.
No, I get that. I'm just saying, you were talking roleplay, my mind went to, you know.
No. We just, we do like me, her, and Nico do, like, story-based roleplays together. You know, chat log stories, stuff like that.
Oh, I see, yeah. Because I remember you mentioned that a while back.
We cycle between,
Sophia.
The fuck was that? That's the sound the Bulba. That's the sound the Bulba makes. I hate that. That was horrendous.
What the fuck? What the fuck just happened? I hit the coffee button.
Yeah, I don't have... There's not like a coffee model built into Vignon, which is what I use for my 3D streams now. But there's a boba tea. And apparently that's the sound the boba tea makes.
Oh,
yeah, like the boba tea just sounds like diarrhea. I hate it.
Whoops. God damn it.
Like the only thing that can make it I can't speak. He broke me.
Excuse me, sir or madam. Do you require
you are not turning
medical
that back. You are not
assistance?
turning that back on me. The only thing that could make that worse is like if you took that sound and set it to the footage of Hugh Neutron dancing after he turns on the jukebox. If you know, you know. If you don't know, it was something from one of Vinny's streams where he was doing like AI-generated YouTube poops.
Oh, jeez.
Not really AI-generated, but that's just what he called it. It was like, you know, you put clips in and it randomly applies different effects and stitches them together. And, like, one that he was confused by, because he didn't remember putting that sound in there, was, like, it was a clip of, you know, the clip of Hugh Neutron dancing when he turns on the jukebox. But instead of playing the music from that scene, it just plays, like, an echo-filtered sound of someone shitting.
Oh, no.
I think it's best I leave Firenze.
Where will you go?
My Uncle Mario owns a villa near Monteregione.
You're still...
What would you have me do then?
I've seen posters all across the district. Tearing them down.
So, all in all, you can say it made for a shitty YouTube
No
poop.
doubt the heralds also incite the public. Bribe them.
Boo.
Or you could hunt those who bear false...
Gives a new meaning to you. Gives a new meaning to the phrase, because YouTube is where the poop
Do any
is.
of these things, and you should be free to leave.
Sorry, I'll stop with the fecal funny. That's Joel's territory. Remember, fecalfunny.com takes you directly to Joel's Twitch channel.
I've added a program for tracking notoriety.
And he got the Insane Clown Posse to shout out Fecal Funny. Because Joel's a madman.
This will help you know if you should watch your actions. It'll also tell you.
So, sadly, those false witnesses don't have all that much coin here.
Oh no! No!
Oh, no. Oh, it was through bits, so it's acceptable.
I get it's acceptable that it was through bits, but still!
I didn't even know I had that set up through bits. I need to make that higher. At the very least, I need to make that 100 bits. To prevent too much spamming of that. By the way, Lulu, if you really want to get the best out of if you really I can't. Corey Feldman is throwing me off my groove.
I breathe in the winds of change.
Threw off my groove.
I remember a simple life not too far away. Back when we were all together.
Speaking of Corey Feldman, I saw a clip from one of his live performances recently where, like, he was just, like, the band was having trouble keeping together with his shitty, off-tempo singing, and, like, he just kept, like, it was the very first song in the set, and he just kept on having to stop and start again, and eventually, like, the keyboardist walks off stage. It's not like he's at some sort of sold-out arena or anything. He's playing at, like, a county fair. You know, where all the best bands get their performances.
Right.
I say that. Power Man 5000 plays at county fairs, and they're pretty damn good. Even though Spider-1 has very obviously damaged his voice permanently from improper screaming techniques. Like, here's the thing about metal screams. You're not actually supposed to scream. He very clearly does actually scream, and it's permanently fucked up his voice.
Oh, jeez.
To the point where, when he's performing the best Power Man 5000 song, When Worlds Collide, during the chorus where he's supposed to go like, baby, baby, he just hands it to the audience to do that because he can't do it anymore.
Oh,
I love Power Man 5000. I love Spider-1. He's a great lyricist and a very unique-sounding vocalist. Well, I say unique-sounding. He sounds like, obviously, he's going to sound somewhat like Rob Zombie because he's literally Rob Zombie's brother.
Have a good night, Shadow Dragon.
Have a good night, Shadow Dragon. But, like, by God, man, get some throat coat. Drink some ginger and honey tea. Don't actually scream at the top of your lungs.
No!
Like, when I'm doing the Robotnik no yell, I don't actually yell it. I just,
right.
like, it helps that I have a naturally obnoxiously loud voice. So I don't need to yell to do it.
Bentornato, Ezio. Were you successful?
Yes.
Like, you shouldn't expect me to, Like, I'm good at keeping secrets as long as they're not told in, like, whispered conversation, because my voice naturally carries so much that even if I'm whispering, people across the room can still hear me.
Yeah.
Where is father? And Federico? And
Like, my problem is I just can't keep my damn mouth shut.
Some things happened.
what?
Don't
yeah,
take that out of context.
Anyway, Lulu, if you want to get the best out of your bits, in December, they're having a thing where, like, if you cheer at least 300 bits at once, then the streamer who's receiving those bits gets a 10% bonus on top of that 300.
Right now what matters is getting us all some.
And 300 bits comes out to $3.
I need you to stay
Nice.
focused. Do you understand?
So a 10% on top of that would be $3.30.
Huh.
And, you know, it goes up as the amount cheered in one cheer goes up. Nobody said there'd be math. I blame our schools.
Yeah,
I need to
right.
stream Mad World sometime just so I can give you guys the
Stay
context
vigilant.
of that.
I suspect the road ahead is yet long.
It's proof that Pontac and Graf can write funny, witty dialogue. They can't write good stories, though. Why'd they put them in charge of writing Sonic stories? They're banter writers. They didn't write the story of Mad World because Mad World's story is incoherent and nothing, just like most Platinum game stories, really. I mean that in the best way possible. Oh god.
So far up your ass right now, you'll have to remove it with
That's what I'm saying to this
guaranteed.
fucking bard
But
that
I'm
won't
not
go
done
away.
yet. I want your truck to look really damaged. Watch this. I'll put a giant
What you're supposed to
hole
do
in
with the
your windshield
bards
with
is
this hammer and one easy
like
motion.
throw coins
And
at them
I'm gonna cut your
to
brake.
like get them to go away.
Fuck you,
But no, I just
that's
bump
what-
into them because that gets them to run. Plus, it doesn't take away from my hard-earned money that I stole from people. Oh god, there's a whole colony of bards! What do you call a group of bards? Answer, an infestation.
I should tell that joke to any bards with gun in our D.
Let's do it.
Hey, thank you for the 45-bit cheer. Make sure you save up some of those bits for December, because that's when that 10% bonus goes into effect. They're also doing 25% off subs and 25% off gifted subs. But yes, all bits are appreciated, because I have been, like, I don't mean to go into, like, an e-bagging thing. I'm not Darkside Phil, or Boogie. But, like, I've been tight on cash recently.
Yeah.
And my family's been tight on cash, so I haven't been able to ask for money from my family.
Oof.
Well, I could ask for money from my dad, but my dad doesn't understand inflation. He thinks that $50 is still enough to buy a week's worth of groceries.
Fuck that shit, no.
Yeah, for context, he doesn't often do the grocery shopping in that household. That would be his wife who does it.
Yeah.
He's like, there's $50. That should be enough to get you a full tank of gas and enough groceries for at least a week. I'm like, thank you. I'm not going to correct you on that because I'm afraid of confrontation. But no, that is objectively incorrect.
Yeah.
At the dollar store, maybe? Bruh, even dollar stores won't get you that much anymore because nothing at the dollar store costs $1 anymore.
Yeah, it's like $1.25 these.
Yeah, Dollar Tree's $1.25 now. Back in my day, Dollar Tree sold everything for $1. And by back in my day, I mean like 2 years ago.
Yeah, right.
Anyways,
Say the same
remember, if
thing,
you're
'cause-
ever trying to escape out of a heavily fortified city that's preventing escape with like penalty of death if you try to escape, just hire some hookers to distract them.
Yes,
Which is
that's
exactly
what matters.
what I did.
Because that's the best way to do it. Hookers.
I mean, that's literally what the hookers are for in this game. They're for distractions.
Sure.
Well, they don't call them hookers. They're called courtesans. Because this is
I mean,
Renaissance
still.
Italy. It's classy. It's a respectable... Well, sex work is a respectable trade, so I'm not going to joke about that.
No, but back in there, I would think that back in that day, respectable. It was more.
I think I
respectively.
just skipped a trigger that's supposed to actually let us progress.
Oops.
So now I have to sneak back into the city to sneak out of it the right way.
Well, shit.
This is the standard Ubisoft experience. It's like you can do things your way, but if you actually do things your way, then shit breaks.
Oops. You broke it.
There we go. I have to go. Well, now I can't do it because I've been spotted because there was no way to get back in without being spotted. Also, I still forgot to buy a damn sword. This is just like I said, cock up cascade. So all I have to defend myself is my hidden blade. Which, yeah, it's quick and it does good damage. But, oh, I forgot that you have counters unlocked this early. Never mind, I am not fucked. The thing about using the hidden blade for counters is it has the lowest timing window for counters, while the sword has, I believe, the highest. So you've got to be... Well, it's not too precise, I will say. You can get away with being a little bit sloppy with your counters, even with the hidden blade. But, like, if you have the sword, you're basically guaranteed a counter. God damn it, go away, bards!
All they want to do... I mean, all they want to do is play some music.
What am I fighting for?
At the very least, they're not as bad as the beggars from Assassin's Creed 1, because you had no way to get rid of them. And they would swarm on you in groups.
I don't know.
Like, there's a reason that in Assassin's Creed 1, your reward for beating the game is that you're allowed to kill pedestrians without taking punishment for it.
I don't know.
Like, honestly, I think these bards are probably better than one Scanlan Shorthalt, who I think is, like, the most annoying bard to ever exist.
By the way, I saw a thing on Twitter yesterday that I showed to Kira when I was talking to him. It was like a group of bards got together in Final Fantasy XIV, and they were all wearing matching color-coordinated Power Rangers outfits and using their all playing different instruments together at the same time to play a full band rendition of Holding Out for a Hero by Bonnie Tyler. And I'm like, God damn, that's impressive, especially because you've got to factor internet lag into it. Because, like, obviously they're not going to see everything at the same time. That's not how internet connections work. That's not how time works.
No.
Anyways, we've made it to Monteriggioni. And get ready to meet the other best bro in this game, Uncle Mario.
Oh yeah, it's a me, Mario.
Yes, he actually says that, and I love him for that. I think we get a sword here, so I should be good. Oh boy, it's Vieri. Shut up, Twink.
How could you leave Firenze without saying a proper goodbye?
Ezio!
What do you want, Vieri?
So many things. A larger palazzo, 2 new steeds, a prettier bride. Oh, and yes, your life.
My condolences for the loss of your father and brothers. What will happen now that there's no one left to help you? I have such wonderful things in store.
At the very least, be thankful that they have Mook Chivalry, so they only attack one at a time, apparently.
Finish him, and do not spare the women.
1 sec, need to repossess. Oh!
What sorcery is this?
Not sorcery, boy. Skill.
I've heard of an arrow to the knee, but that was an arrow to the goddamn throat. God damn.
Here, use this.
Brutal. Yes, finally got a sword. Run away, twink. I'm not even gonna refer to him by his name. I'm just gonna call him Twink.
He's a coward is what he is.
He's a twink. He's a twink if I've ever seen one. Like, he's about as twink as you can get without going full femboy. And I say that as an enjoyer of femboys. I've even got at least one femboy in my server, apparently, because that PokeLink dude that popped into one of my streams one time and then joined my server and was just a very delightful chap, is apparently a femboy.
Huh.
Or at least that's what their bio says.
Yeah.
You know, we appreciate femboys here.
Keep the sword.
If not outright fetishize
Do I
them.
know you from somewhere?
Well, you fetishize them, I don't.
It's a me.
It's the royal we. It's a me, Mario!
It's been too long.
There's more than one Mario reference in the Ezio trilogy, so it's not just here.
Oh, wow.
There's an achievement that you get. There's an achievement you get in one. I believe it's in Brotherhood, where the icon is like, you know, like a Renaissance version of a warp pipe. And there's also a mission in Brotherhood called Princessa in Another Castello.
So, tell me everything.
They executed father for treason. Federico and Petruccio, too.
I wish I had an uncle as cool as Uncle Mario. I don't really have any cool uncles.
I
have an uncle that's like an okay dude. I just don't know. I never talk to him because I never see
Still
him.
can't believe they are gone.
Don't worry. We will make sense of
He's
this.
fine, I guess.
I wish I shared
But then I have another uncle that's that's like an absolute dickbag.
Much to like in Monterey.
And that most of the family does not associate with anymore.
For now. Next year will be its friend.
And then I've got a great uncle who's also pretty cool.
These are honest, hard-working people.
If like a little bit out of touch with what I like he for some reason thinks that I'm a super fan of Charlie Daniels.
There is a chapel here too.
Which like I like The Devil Went Down to Georgia. I haven't went on my way to listen to anything else from Charlie Daniels, and Charlie Daniels was kind of a shit person.
200 years old. It was built by my great-grandfather. A strange man.
I'll say this: if you make regular appearances on the official NRA TV channel, you're probably a shit person.
With all the fighting that's been going on, this place has started to get a bit rough around the edges. I wish I could do something about it, but I just don't have the time or money to fix things up. Guess that's life.
Also, you can tell he was a shit person because he didn't like. He was offended by the Guitar Hero 3 version of Devil Went Down to Georgia. That is, I would argue, just as iconic as the Charlie Daniels original. If only for the fact that it took a like country song and like a bluegrass country song and turned it into a heavy metal ballad.
Yeah.
Like straight up power metal shit. It's awesome. But Charlie Daniels is like, I don't like it because it implies that the devil stands a chance at winning.
Take my family further still.
But what about your father? He'd want you to finish.
Because it's played during like Guitar Hero 3 was the game that introduced boss fights to Guitar Hero, and it's that song plays during a boss fight against the devil. And since you can lose the boss fight, he didn't like that.
Go and fetch the gear in the market. It will give me time to.
He completely missed the point, but okay.
We'll talk more later.
Even though it's objectively a really good arrangement of The Devil Went Down to Georgia, done by some really talented musicians. In fact, the primary composer and guitarist of that version of Devil Went Down to Georgia, Steve Wimet, has a YouTube series where he talks about like the behind-the-scenes production work he did on a lot of the Guitar Hero music he worked on, and even some stuff for other rhythm games he worked on.
Nice.
Like here's the thing: he doesn't actually play a lot of video games, so he's not aware of like how the game turns out, other than just what fans tell him. And I've actually gotten a response from him before. Where he was talking about another rhythm game he worked on, which was like Konami's answer to Rock Band called Rock Revolution. Infamously bad Guitar Hero Rock Band cash-in. Where he supplied a lot of the music for the game because Konami's like official explanation was, oh, they're all cover songs because we want to give you the experience of playing a cover band, when in actuality they're all cover songs because we don't want to pay the rights for the master recordings.
Yeah.
But like the cover songs he did were the good ones in the game. The bad cover songs were done by someone else. So, like, he said that, he clarified that, and I was like, the game, like, I clarified to him because he said he didn't know, what people thought of Rock Revolution other than, you know, hearing some people complain about some of the songs in it. I was like,
You should feel better now.
like, he didn't know the full context of how the game played out. I was like, the complaints that people had that weren't gameplay related were not that it was all cover songs. It's that a lot of the cover songs didn't sound that good, but the ones that you were attached to were held up as the highlights of the game. And he responded to me, like, thanking me for clarification, being like, yeah, that's how these things tend to go sometimes when you've got multiple cover artists working on one project.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be kind of a grab bag of quality. The funny one is, he did a cover of Round and Round that had the original singer from Rat do the vocals. The only case in the game where the original singer provided the vocals. And he still got complaints that it didn't sound like the original singer. It's like, it's the original singer, it's just 20 years later.
Oh, jeez.
And I can say this as someone that's seen Rat live. One of the best concerts I've been to. Like, I would argue seeing Rat live is a better deal than seeing Motley Crue live. Because unlike Vince Neil, Steve Percy can actually still sing. And is in good enough shape to perform on stage.
Yeah.
Now,
because, like, I say this as a very, as quite the fat fuck, we should, I'll say, for absolute bluntness. Vince Neil needs to get in better shape if he's going to be, if he's going to continue touring with Motley Crue. Because I've seen him live before. He skips over a lot of the lyrics because he's constantly out of breath. And I'm not saying I could do better. I'm saying if I know I would need to lose weight in order to perform high energy metal songs on stage like that, if I know I need to do that, then he should know he needs to.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, I'm cold down here.
That was a weird concert in hindsight because, like, it was a double headline concert. Where it was like back-to-back performances from Motley Crue and Kiss.
I told you before, my father was a paper pusher.
And Motley Crue, even though Vince Neil is out of shape, they put on the better show. In terms of musical performance, I love Kiss. I love Paul Stanley as a singer. He needs to, well, they're getting ready. I say they're getting ready to retire. They've been on their final tour for like 5 years now. Like, Paul Stanley needs to realize he can't hit those high notes anymore. It needs to adjust. Like, they've already tried to adjust his loss in range by, they play the songs like a good, like, whole step down from where they were originally recorded now. So, like, whereas they would originally, well, I say whole step, it's more of a half step, because most of their songs were done in an E-flat tuning, but now they play in a D standard tuning. Yeah, the taunt is something you will not see me use very often because there's never a reason to use the taunt because it just leaves you open to getting hit.
You're making fine progress.
But, like, Paul Stanley still tries to hit those high notes that are very clearly out of his range, and it just causes his voice to crack. Especially when he's singing Love Gun. Because that song's got a lot of high notes in it. Like, that and, I Was Made for Loving You are the two songs that he just cannot sing anymore.
Yeah.
But why the need for such secrecy?
Are you familiar with the Templars? One of several knightly orders formed during the Crusades. History teaches they were disbanded nearly 200 years ago in France.
Don't you just love how they give you the combat tutorial after you've already had to fight several times? Alright, time to beat up Mario. It's a me, your reckoning! By the way, you know something? If there wasn't a 5-minute cap on how long our You Laugh You Lose videos could be, I already know what I would have put as the finale instead of Dr. B's Returns. Blue Shell Incident.
Oh, jeez.
But I feel like that would be cheating for, like, Lulu to have, like, a bunch of, you know, TikTok and short compilations, and then me to end it with, like, a 20-minute long Windows 3D Movie Maker film.
And if they find me, I will.
You want to leave, Ezio?
That shows, like, some surprising mastery of the medium, considering how limited 3D Movie Maker was.
Uncle, wait! Why is he so upset? How can he not?
Like, he makes a Metal Gear out of a Lightning McQueen model.
To be expected, I suppose. Give it a
And it should be no surprise that Blue Shell Incident is a product of Joel, everyone's favorite insane Swede. Everyone's favorite fecal funny man.
Where is everyone? They ride for San Gimignano to slay that snake, Vieri. I wish to join them.
Fun fact, did you know that Joel from Vinesauce's name is Joel Johansson? Or, if you were pronouncing it properly, it would be like Joel Johansson. But, that means that Joel, who is a self-professed JoJo's Bizarre Adventure mega fan, is a JoJo.
Oh, jeez, you're right.
I got my mom into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I had to convince her that not every after episode 1, I had to convince her to keep going by reassuring her that not every episode is going to end with Dio killing a dog.
Yeah.
Because, like, she can tolerate it's unironically the line from Community where it's like, I can tolerate racism, but I draw the line at animal cruelty.
Yeah.
That her, not me. Obviously, that's not. Yeah. Obviously, both are bad and unacceptable.
No, I understand that.
Before someone clips that out of context. But
yes.
Like, she was more offended by Dio killing the dog than by any of the other heinous crimes he committed in just episode 1.
Oh, jeez.
And then we watched episode 2, and she was still more upset about him killing the dog than trying to poison his adopted father to death, after already poisoning his biological father to death. And, you know, the whole forcing a kiss on Irina just to spite Jonathan.
Yeah.
The past, a vast web of connections.
I didn't expect that to be the scene. Like, first time watching it through without having read the manga or, like, absorbing much of JoJo's pop culture presence that's gained since the anime came out. Oh god, I hate these puzzles. You have to spin. You have to spin to align everything correctly. But then, like, as these progressively get harder, you get, like, rings that are locked together. So, like, they turn together, and you have to figure out the right order to turn them in. So, yes, this is confirming that Queen Elizabeth I had an Apple of Eden. Like, there's some interesting stuff in these, Subject 16 puzzles that, like, most people don't think about. Where it's just kind of showing that, like, there's a lot of, Assassin and Templar, agents throughout history. And it's, a lot of times, it's not the people you would think. Like, Napoleon, Apple of Eden in his pocket. And, like, later on we get, like, some messages from, like, Assassin and Templar agents to other Assassin and Templar agents. And it, like, lays out, like, stuff where, like, you know, key figures in World War II era, geopolitical situations were, like, either working for the Assassins or the Templars.
Yeah.
George Washington, Apple of Eden. It's explaining how these, universally beloved by their own people, I should say, influential figures, were able to be so universally beloved. Although George Washington would be retconned later.
Yeah.
And it's, a lot of these, like, there's more than one Apple of Eden. So, like, it's showing, like, the same apple has been passed down through multiple generations of history through, famous historical figures that were, like, great leaders and great, in some cases, like, great generals or great politicians that were beloved by their countrymen.
Yeah.
And they used the, Apple of Eden's power to, you know, get that kind... Presumably to get that universal acclaim.
Right.
A lot of this, like I said, would be retconned in later entries. Because Assassin's Creed has no coherent canon. Like, stuff that's in, Brotherhood would be immediately contradicted in Revelations, which is its immediate follow-up. And stuff that's in 2 would be immediately contradicted in Brotherhood. And Brotherhood's the immediate follow-up to 2. Spoilers, we're not getting a satisfying conclusion in 2. Because it's followed up in Brotherhood. It gets even worse when you think about the fact that Brotherhood, before it was turned into, like, a sort of expansion sequel, was originally just supposed to be DLC. So, if it's a rare case where, like, we're glad that it ended up being a, sequel that, reuses a lot of assets from the first game. Because otherwise, we would have had to pay to get the fucking finale to the story. As DLC. Which, in the original release, but not in this remaster, it already cut out 2 whole chapters of Ezio's story. And sold them as DLC for like $10-15 a pop.
Oh, wow.
But in this remastered collection, the Ezio trilogy for PS4 and Xbox One, they integrate all the DLC chapters just into where they would fit in the narrative normally. Whereas in the original console releases, you get like a huge time skip. Because, like, it's not like, you know, post-game stuff. It's like, these are stories that happen in the middle of the plot of Assassin's Creed 2. And that's really frustrating, where it's like, God damn it, we know that you just cut out a chunk of the game to sell to us later.
Yeah.
Like, if it's post-game stuff, it's a bit more justifiable. Like, now that I've beaten Insomniac Spider-Man 2, minor spoilers. There's a couple story arcs that are clearly supposed to be set up in either a sequel or in some DLC, depending on what their post-release plans are.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's side stories that very clearly do not have a finale. That just end on kind of a damp squib, where it's sort of like how in Insomniac Spider-Man 1, you know how the Black Cat side mission ends without you even meeting Black Cat, because Black Cat was being saved for DLC. It's something like that.
Yeah.
Except in this case, instead of Black Cat, it's Carnage. Which I'm okay with them saving that for DLC or an expansion or a spinoff or whatever they end up doing, because the story's dense enough with just Venom. I say just Venom. There's more than just Venom in Spider-Man 2, as we've seen. It opened with Sandman.
Yeah.
And when I get back to Spider-Man 2, we'll be at about the point where we can do some Mysterio stuff.
Nice. Spider-Man. That's whatever Spider can.
Spider-Man does whatever a Spider-Man does. Hello, my name is Jonathan Spider-Man. You're too late, Spider-Man! My plan is already in motion! What are you talking about? I'm not Spider-Man, my name's Spider-Man. As in, like, my name is Jonathan Spider-Man. I'm an attorney at law. You're being handed a summons because you're wanted in court. It's the very subtle difference between the Slender Man and attorney at law Saul Slenderman. Alright, I am getting pretty hungry. So, I'm going to blue ball you guys by denying you the finale to this rivalry between Ezio and Vieri de Pazzi, so you have to tune in later. And also so I can fix myself some dinner.
Just make sure you save.
Yeah, well, it auto-saves.
Oh, no, it says, okay, cool.
Yeah. I don't think there is a manual save, is there?
There shouldn't be anymore. In this day and age.
No, I don't think any of the Assassin's Creeds had manual saves. Or at least the early ones. I think they all just auto-saved.
Okay, good.
Yeah, auto-saves when you do near anything. Okay. So yeah, we are going to end tonight. We're going to see... Oh, yes, we had that redeem from Psionic Hex, where he wanted you, JKR, to guide the raid.
Let's see.
I leave it in I was going to say I leave it in your capable hands, but you very clearly don't have hands.
See, I ain't got no body.
I ain't got nobody that I can depend on.
Here we go. This guy's pretty cool.
All right. Grab the keyboard. Found him.
Excellent.
Playing Splatoon 3. My last comment is that Splatoon 2 is disappointing because with how, 90s radical that game is supposed to be in its aesthetics, They very clearly should have stylized it as Splatoon for Splatoon 2. But they didn't, because they're cowards! Have a good night, everyone, and until next time, unpleasant dreams.
Nighty night, ladies and gentlemen.
I did it a little bit early, so we just gotta awkwardly wait here until the raid timer is ready. Quick, don't draw attention to the fact that I did the sign off early.